And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Sobros Network proudly brings to you some in-depth movie discussion with our resident film critic, Brandon Vick.
Happy evening, everyone. The Vick's Flicks podcast is here.
Welcome back for another episode of the Vick's Flicks podcast right here on Nashville Movie Dispatch. Your host for the show, the EIC at Sobros Network, Big Natural Stoney Keeley. You can follow me on Twitter at Stoney Keeley. Collectively, we're at Sobros Network. And of course, all of our work reviewing film, discussing the film industry is available on Substack at Nashville Movie Dispatch. Joined, as usual, by the man whose namesake this show bears. He is a board member of the Music City Film Critics Association. He's a member of the Southeastern Film Critics Association. He's our resident film critic, too, here on Nashville Movie Dispatch, Mr. Big Shot himself, Brandon Vick. Brandon, how you doing today, my man?
It's been a long time.
Well, technically, it's only been a month.
Yeah.
We did an episode in January.
Yeah. That's true.
No, it's but we recorded that in November.
Correct.
And now we're here at the end of January recording February's episode of the Vick's Flicks podcast, having been out of practice for like 2 months, which is really weird for us. We've never done that before. Do you realize that? Like our holiday break used to be like 2 weeks, right at Christmas to New Year's.
Yeah, I would say we only actually did kind of when most people take off from their job. But yeah, it was nice. And I don't know if it was, we started planning it obviously towards the end of the year, but now we were talking like I think that's kind of how we should do it from here on out, because it is nice, because November and December and shit's hectic anyway.
Yeah, so we've technically, this is the first episode we've recorded since the week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So it's been like 2 months.
If we can pull back the curtain a little bit, we've had conversations, because honestly, I don't even remember where we left off and what we even did.
I'm sitting here like,
and where are we at this stage?
I don't remember how to do the intro for this show.
I remember us bringing up this topic that we're going to do today.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. And then,
well, this was originally going to be a Dr. Seuss podcast for February.
Yes, but Cat in the Hat
is his
November. Yep.
So, maybe we can go ahead and record November's episode.
Why not?
Next while
Why
we're
not?
at it. Yeah.
I really think that by the way, this is not about Cat in the Hat, but that might be my son's first movie. We might give it a real shot in November.
Oh, man, I think it looks awesome.
I think it's just right.
Yeah.
He'll be almost 4.
Big fan of The Grinch, too, so you might have it in with the Dr. Seuss stuff.
He loves that Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. He does. But I will tell you, he is gung-ho on Spider-Man. Those Spidey friends, whatever's on Disney+.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Spider-Man, go Spidey, Spin, Doc Ock, Rhino, Sandman, Electro. Mm-hmm. He's got it.
Man.
He's got it.
Getting to that age.
It's crazy. And let me tell you, sometimes when I'm like, hey, what do you want for breakfast? I just hear, and he just has,
I saw him over the weekend, and that was like the first thing he did to me, was he webbed me.
And let me tell you something, pal, I fucking sell it.
I was about to say, you got to sell it.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, God, what is that?
If a kid hits you with the Spider-Man web slinging, you got to sell it.
But I expect him to sell when I do that Booker T spin-a-rooney and do that scissor kick. He's got to sell it too.
He's got to sell that too.
Yeah.
Well, we are here. By the way, I also do want to mention that we do have our Nashville Movie Dispatch Movie Annual covering the year in film for 2025 available on Amazon. If you just search Brandon's name, if you search my name, if you search Nashville Movie Dispatch, it'll come up. $15 for, over 200 pages of movie reviews, movie rankings, features, all kinds of stuff. There's a lot in there.
I was reading over the holidays just to kind of see what, like, your top 10.
Were you surprised to see movie reviews pop up that weren't even on Nashville Movie Dispatch throughout the year?
Yes.
Yeah, there were a few of those in there that I wrote and was just like, I'm not going to put it on the Substack. You got to buy the book for
I
those.
always flip through and think, oh, he wrote that too? And then your dedication to my letterbox.
Yeah. Oh, it's a weekly process.
Yeah, I know.
Every
And
week
sometimes
I go
don't.
in.
Yeah, well, some stuff is like a sentence, but
But
still,
it's good
for you to have to research that. But yeah, and I always like to see Brett's top films and stuff, because that's something that like we kind of sort of don't talk about, and then we do, but it's already been published, and so I look through that. But yeah, it's
I need to get Brett a book now that I'm thinking about it. I just ordered some new copies, so I'll have to mail him one. Make sure that he gets it. I forgot to do that.
But yeah, over
we were off for 2
200
months.
pages.
Yeah, so it's $15. It's up on Amazon. We still have the 2024 movie annual up there available for sale as well.
Yeah, I think you need them all.
Yeah, you need them all.
That's really it. Just doesn't make sense if you just have one.
Just go to Amazon, search Nashville Movie Dispatch. The book will pop up. We are here to talk about Gore Verbinski because his name is attached.
What a name, first of all.
What a name.
What a name.
His name is attached to some of the biggest movies of the last 20 or so years that
I don't think people know.
People realize.
I don't think they do.
Like he has
really
done some pretty good shit. He has done some pretty popular shit, but you never hear him heralded in the same conversation as some of the more revered directors, filmmakers.
Yes.
Which I don't know. Let's just start there. Let's just get right in. The reason we're talking about him, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, his newest effort is it out already? I'm trying to think of when this is going to be released. It's coming out this weekend.
It's coming out this Friday.
Yep. Yeah. So we thought it'd be a good opportunity to kind of look back through his filmography. You've actually seen the film, so you'll provide a review at the end of the episode today.
Yeah.
But let's just start with, like, why is it you think that, like, he is not a more heralded filmmaker in the film community, film Twitter, if you will, or Letterboxd?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. No, I think when we kind of go, like, he hasn't done an abundance of movie. Like, he was a music video.
My best guess is like his good stuff is spread out for so long that when something like this does pop up, you're like, oh yeah, Gore. I just broke my fucking knuckles on the table over here.
No, your metal pinky fell off.
We're out of practice. Uh-oh. What you doing, baby girl? You can come in here. It's okay. It's just Uncle Brandon.
Tell the audience.
My kitten is trying to come into the studio, and she's typically afraid of people, but she sees us in here and she wants to participate. So anyway, after breaking my knuckle, is it just because, like, for his stuff that is, like, truly great, not just a release every couple of years, but the stuff that's really great, there's so much time in between releases that by the time something new comes out, you're like, oh yeah, Gore Verbinski.
Yeah.
He's done some good stuff.
Yes, but I also feel like, even though that, I mean, again, hell of a name, I don't think people associate him with some of these blockbusters that he's done. I mean, he's won an Oscar.
Yeah.
But
I think if you would have given me 5 guesses as to which of his films won an Oscar, I would not have guessed the one that did.
Specifically remember the Oscar he won.
Yeah.
I, like, honed in because it was the peak Johnny Depp. Right. Like, and I remember, and also that film was great. Like, I really do like it.
Ringo, for those wondering.
And the animation, everything, it was so well done.
I never saw that one. But I know it was well regarded.
It was, yeah. And it is good.
Maybe a future episode of Movie Review Rewind.
You should.
Yeah.
And I even rewatched a movie for this specific episode because I had not seen it in years and years.
We'll talking about it. Okay.
We'll get to it. But I don't know. I think he's kind of one of those. I don't know if I have a good example of kind of one of those directors that's always been directing, and you love the movies they do, but you never know who's behind. Like, you don't know. He's the one who did it.
Yeah. Does he have a signature style? Because some people you watch and you're like, oh, I get it. These kind of vibe together.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And I think you look, I think that's part of it too, is that you look at some of his projects, and while they're good films, it's almost like, I don't want to say, oh, anybody could have done it, but I don't think you watch it and you're like, that's a Gore Verbinski film.
I think if there's one thing, he kind of knows how to handle kind of the big budget stuff and to make something out of it. But as we go through, what I think I found most fascinating is that there is not one genre he hasn't thrown himself into.
Yeah.
It's not like he's just kind of done these and then he changed this and then what he ended up winning an Oscar for, I think that was his only animated movie. Mm-hmm. So I applaud him in the fact that there is no genre that he is scared to kind of just dive into, and whatever the story may be and how to present it.
Well, let's just jump right into his filmography then. We'll go to 1997.
Let's start with that. He really loves Bad Religion.
Yeah.
When I was looking, he did quite a few music videos for Bad Religion.
Yeah. I'm off his page now, but there's a count of music videos that he
There's
did.
a bunch.
It's
that
impressive.
But I remember at a time, that was kind of the thing.
Yeah.
Music video directors ended up making that jump to film. And do you remember MTV's Making the Video?
Yes.
A lot of them would go on, like F. Gary Gray. Like, a lot of them would make that jump because they did, like, the most popular people's videos that would, rack up all these MTV Music Awards and shit. And Gore was kind of there in the early mid-90s.
Yeah.
I mean, he was there.
Let's go to his first full-length feature, Mouse Hunt, from 1997. This is Nathan Lane, Lee Evans, Christopher Walken. The film follows two brothers in their struggle against one small but crafty house mouse for possession of a mansion which was willed to them by their father. I never saw this one. It's his only feature credit in the 90s. Did you see Mouse Hunt?
I have. I did not. I haven't seen it in a very long time, but I remember it being like a fun, cute Disney type movie where it was kind of like all this hijinks and absurdity. And because the mouse was doing this, and they were, kind of these greedy brothers that were trying to sell this, house. But it was fun for what it was. But I also, it brings a smile to my face because as we go along, I love that this was his first movie.
It's the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
So then we get into the 2000s, and as a director, this is quite a run.
Yeah.
Quite a run. 2001, you had The Mexican. I'm just realizing now that there's like some directors were like, oh, this year he did this, and that. Next year he did that. No, this is just one movie a year. 2001, 02, 03. The Mexican, The Ring, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. Like that's and then you factor in 2005, he takes a year off in 04.
Yeah.
Comes back in 05 with The Weatherman. I mean, I haven't watched The Mexican in a while.
Yeah.
We recently did an episode of Drinking With on The Ring, and I do watch The Curse of the Black Pearl like every summer. I think it's a good summertime movie. The Weatherman, a classic. Like that is a 4-movie run that you could stack up with like the best of them.
Just based on pure entertainment value.
Yeah, which I think is probably, to go back to our conversation from earlier, if I were to put a stamp on Gore Verbinski's brand, it would be entertainment value.
Yeah. So The Mexican is the one that I rewatched before this.
How does it hold up all these years later?
It's not a great movie.
Okay.
It is peak Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts star power. The movie is not that great. It's a lot of hijinks on him being in Mexico with this gun, and then the other side of it is this girlfriend who they're not, he's kind of lied to her. They're not on good terms. And then there's a mistaken identity, which brings in James Gandolfini. I think the one thing I got out of this is that James Gandolfini deserves a lot more credit. I think
for sure.
I think he is fantastic in this. I dare say he's probably the best part about this, but it kind of suits that early 2000 thing. I'll be honest with you. When I think of either Brad Pitt or Julia Roberts, I do not think of this movie ever. But The Ring, holy shit.
How do you go from Mouse Hunt to the Mexican to The Ring?
Exactly.
And how do you parlay that into getting the deal for Pirates of the Caribbean?
Exactly. I don't know. And that's what the way he's able to pivot from one genre to the other is astounding. But The Ring is still one of the best horror movies, and I don't think people realize what kind of craze it started with this PG-13 horror thing. Mm-hmm. And the Pirates of the Caribbean, that first one can never be beat.
Yeah,
it just can't be beat. We're going to talk about, he does go on to do a couple of others, but one of the best summer blockbusters ever to be done. Johnny Depp as Captain Sparrow was nominated for an Oscar. Yeah. That's how legit this whole thing was. And then I don't think people really know about The Weatherman, but I'm going to tell you it is one of the best, driest.
When's the last time you
hilarious.
watched it?
I have not watched it in a very long time, but I recently got the Blu-ray of it, and I really want to do some episode about it.
Well, we've got it on the
calendar
calendar for 2026.
And I love like the milkshake thing. Nicholas Holt's in that.
There's somebody that's
right.
Yeah, we looked it up recently.
Yeah, that and About a Boy.
Yeah.
He's in both.
Yeah. So
I love that movie, even though it did not get the credit it deserves.
So he wraps up the 2000s with two Pirates movies, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest in 2006, and Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End 2007. How many Pirates movies have they made?
Oh, man.
Are they up to 7?
Yeah. So he did those.
He did the first 3 and then hopped off the bandwagon.
Yep. And then there was At World's End.
At World's End was 07. He did do that one.
He did do that one. And what's Dead Man's Chest?
That was the second one that he did.
So those, and then there's a fourth one in there.
Yeah.
There's a fourth Pirates that he did not do.
I'm going to have to look it up.
And I'm trying to think because Bill Nye was one of the villains. And Jeffrey Rush was phenomenal.
So much.
And then there was talk because of
On Stranger Tides in 2011, and then Dead Men Tell No Tales in 2017.
Yeah,
I never saw the fourth or fifth one.
I mean, I would say you're not missing much. The Captain Sparrow character obviously does not. Doesn't excite or thrill like he used to.
Yeah.
I do. And then there was talk that they were going to kind of revamp it, but Margot Robbie was going to be the Jack Sparrow esque character because of all Johnny Depp's troubles. But now that I don't think that's happening anymore. And then the last time I read that maybe Johnny Depp would be a part of it because he's trying to make a comeback now that him and his Amber Heard shit is done. I'm not sure, but honestly, I don't know what you add to it unless you just totally change it. But the thing is, and it kind of is to the credit of Gore, I mean, you can't beat Johnny Depp and Jeffrey Rush and Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley. I just don't think you can beat that setup.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and now you're talking about 5, 6 movies, talking about a 7th movie. That doesn't. I mean, that's not going to excite people the way that it used to.
You're talking about a lightning in a bottle sort of situation with that first one. Second one, okay, not as good. Third one, probably not as good as that one. It's just it happens to every franchise.
Right.
It's very rare that you can kind of keep that momentum going.
When your peak is the first one, I don't know if I recommend doing 7, 8, 10 of them.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, at that point, it's just IP cash grabs.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Right. And I see why Gore probably decided I'm not going to do it. But if they make money, I think that's sort of what leads to his next film.
So, 4 years after the release of Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End is Ringo, for which he wins an Oscar, the best animated feature at the Oscars that year. It is one of only a few of his movies that I have not seen.
It's great. It really is good. I highly recommend it.
What was it So it wasn't a Pixar film.
Nope.
Was there a Pixar film that it beat out that year? Because I remember for a while, I don't know if you know off the top of your head, I remember for a while, like that award, that category was basically, you might as well have named it
run by
the best Pixar film of the year.
Yeah. Let me see. Hang on one sec.
Well, I guess I could look it up too.
No.
And we're just sitting here stalling. It's a lizard cowboy.
It is. It's a very funny
with Johnny
Western.
Depp in the voicing,
yes.
Which Gore Verbinski actually was the voice of Sergeant Turley, whoever that is, in Rango.
So it won at the 84th Academy Awards, breaking a 4-year winning streak by Pixar.
Yeah, so it was, yeah.
It defeated A Cat in Paris, Chico and Rita, Puss in Boots, and Kung Fu Panda 2.
So there's not a Pixar film even in that.
Nope.
Yeah, so.
Nope. It was the first non-Pixar Disney film to win the award since 2006. It was essentially by Paramount Pictures. It also won at the BAFTAs and the Annie Awards, which is kind of the animated Oscars.
Yeah.
Says praise for its offbeat, quirky tone and high-quality animation. So, yeah.
Oh, do you know what
really
Pixar's release was in 2011?
It
was Cars 2.
Well, that explains it.
So there we go. We've gotten to the bottom of that.
Explains it.
What was it about Ringo that you liked so much?
I mean, it is quirky. It is offbeat. The animation is great, but I think it's a story. Like it's very much like an adult animated movie. Not that kids couldn't go see it, but it kind of changed it up from, I think, what we were kind of getting used to.
Yeah.
From Pixar, DreamWorks, stuff like that. And so it was very different. And I mean, Johnny Depp has done like Corpse Bride, for instance. So he's not new to animation, but it really works, and it really works with him. And so it's funny, but it's not your typical animated narrative story, Yeah. It's just not that case.
In 2013, he's back at it with Johnny Depp again for The Lone Ranger, which, man, it had some potential, and it just was not very good. No,
that was one of the, if not the biggest flop of that year.
Had a budget of, according to Wikipedia, $225 to $250 million, and made $260 million. So that is, not incredibly profitable there. It didn't really get good reviews either. What do you think went wrong with The Lone Ranger?
Well, I think it's kind of where they're trying to make Armie Hammer a movie star. And they're still trying to... Johnny Depp is riding this Pirates wave, and Ringo, and he's still very much A-plus movie star.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I kind of feel like... I kind of associate this when Will Smith thought Wild Wild West was going to be a great idea. You can't deliver. And the thing is, Lone Ranger is a very identifiable property that people grew up with.
Sure.
And trying to update that and modernize it, you have to be careful. And I think it was just everything was just bloated. Like
it was a very flat movie, as I recall.
Yeah, it was not.
Just not having a lot of substance to it.
Right. And I mean, and you kind of want that fun escapism, and I'm not saying he doesn't totally get it, and I didn't hate it, but I do think it's one of those that's like, there is really nothing to it. And the fact that you have invested this much money to try and make it, I feel like it was maybe Gore's attempt to kind of start something new off of the Pirates, glory, and it didn't happen, and he was humbled. very quickly.
He follows that up with 2017's psychological horror film A Cure for Wellness.
Yeah.
Dane DeHaan, Jason Isaacs, Mia Goth in that movie.
Yeah.
It didn't perform that well at the box office.
No. And it came out this month. It came out in February.
Really?
Yeah,
it did.
Yeah.
I see December is when it hit Alamo Drafthouse.
Oh, well,
so,
lucky them.
February 17th, 2017. This is the other movie of his that I never saw.
I wanted to rewatch it,
yeah,
but I didn't get a chance to. But I went back on the Sobros Network and found that I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars back then. And I say that Gore Verbinski concocts a slick psychological thriller spreading crazy suspicion and creepiness. And then the truth about the cure sours the entire experience, wishing you never took a sip of this twisted drink. It won't quench your thirst for great mystery and suspense. And I sort of remember, I really remember like the trailer of it. And it did seem like it was going to be like, you know, a night, like a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at it now, I'm not sure what came before it, but sort of like a Shutter Island kind of thing.
Okay.
Like as I think about it, even if Shutter Island was after that, it's not the point. But, yeah, it's one of the, because it's like a 2.5 hour movie. It's pretty long. But I mean, there's been so many movies before it, and obviously I really remember so many movies after it where once that mystery's out, there's nowhere to go.
It's like popping a balloon.
And I remember it being so consumed by atmosphere and then nothing else. And I think Lone Ranger and then this movie made Gore walk away for a while.
Like nail in the coffin.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
yes.
I mean, it's been, at this point, 9 years.
Yeah.
That gets us to Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, which was the latest moment where his name pops up and you're like, oh yeah, Gore Verbinski.
And like he's produced some stuff, but he hasn't produced anything since 2016 for A Cure for Wellness. He is a producer for The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Not that was a hit either.
What a credit that is to have on the resume.
But yeah, so I don't think anything can really put into words that when it was early 2000s and at the age we were, when you can do something like The Ring and Pirates of the Caribbean, you pretty much do whatever you want.
Yeah,
those are huge money makers. And then the Weatherman,
the times.
Yeah, and I feel like the Weatherman was, and I don't know this, but it does kind of feel like, and again, Nicolas Cage is very much a superstar.
Yeah.
Which he'll never not be a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he made the money there, and then he's decided, I'm going to do something for me.
Yeah.
Because Weatherman was not flashy. It was not a big, it wasn't a big release. I'm sure it didn't make hardly any money. But he could work within that system until it bit him in the ass. And I would say, when you go off from being an Oscar winner and then you have flops like The Lone Ranger and A Cure for Wellness, that's a big...
And you're not prolific, so it's not like there's a blip in the radar.
It's not like it says from Gore Verbinski, director, like we see for some of these. Yeah,
those are your only 2 films after the Oscar win, and it kind of magnifies everything.
Yeah.
So
it's almost like, oh yeah, he was with Johnny Depp.
Yeah. So is Gore Verbinski back with Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die?
I enjoyed this movie. I really did.
Okay.
It is an absurdist comedy of sorts.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It has a lot to say about AI, has a lot to say about our dependency on technology, how social media influences our everyday thinking, our every, doing. It's a really sharp satire on that stuff. In case you don't know, let me read this. This is from IMDb. A man from the future arrives at a diner in L.A. where he must recruit the precise combination of disgruntled patrons to join him on a one-night quest to save the world from the terminal threat of a rogue artificial intelligence. This has Sam Rockwell, Zazie Beetz, Haley Lou Richardson, Michael Pena, Juno Temple. Great cast, and leading it is Sam Rockwell. His charm and charisma is out in full force. I had read a thing where I think it was something about Gore Verbinski and kind of casting Sam Rockwell, and he's quoted as saying basically Sam Rockwell and the character he plays has this fuck it energy, and it's very much required and highly amusing when you see it on the on screen. I will say I think that as much as it has to say about technology, AI, and just kind of humanity in itself, a part of the story kind of goes into kind of how did these people get here? How did they get to the diner? I think Michael Pena and Zazie Beetz kind of get the worst of the subplots as far as what brought them there. It's not as interesting. I do think Haley Lou Richardson, Juno Temple get the best out of it, and I think that's where I think most of the kind of the emotion comes from, because I think you can resonate with it in some form or fashion as far, and it's, I think even now, right now, today is relatable. Even if it hasn't happened to you, I don't think any of this is too far-fetched until we get towards the end. When they start actually getting to the place that they have to go to save the future, it gets a little bit too off the rails. I feel like we're kind of in over our head on some stuff. I don't want to spoil anything because, again, it is out on Friday. But there is some creative choices in there that I don't really, it sort of takes away from that energy and that momentum that that it's been working towards. Yeah. For a solid, hour and 45. Again, this is, if I'm not mistaken, it is a little over 2 hours long. But I really, and again, I think you know it when you see it, and some of it is because it's a satire. It kind of has allowed itself to kind of go a little bit, kind of push the boundaries a bit. Okay. I wouldn't say it helps it, but I think within that space, it's not as crazy. I feel like we could have done something better or different, but I really liked what it had to say, and I really was quite fascinated in as far as this way of kind of this time traveling, like I said, over the top absurdist comedy, but there's real heart to it, and there is real significance to kind of the world that we're living in right now. And I mean, Sam Rockwell as our leader, again, he's the movie would not be as good without him, but it's just that kind of attitude he brings that is, I mean, it fits perfectly. It really does. I mean, no one should doubt Sam Rockwell, but even like from his get up to his delivery and just kind of this attitude he has, because this is not his first attempt. I think he says it's like his 117th time trying to do this. And it does add to a lot of good humor. And so, yeah, I enjoyed it. It may not be for everyone, but my VixFlix rating would be a 3.5 out of 5. I feel like this is probably his best since Rango.
I was about to say, sounds like a bit of a rebound since his time away. So
yes, and I really like the last scene where things are kind of figured out, and it's not quite it's not the journey we thought we were on, but it sort of reignites this one of, okay, now I think we can do it. And so anyway, it's well worth checking out. And I was pleasantly surprised and very entertained by Gore's vision in this. And like I said, the ensemble and stuff is really good.
Do you have a Gore Verbinski Mount Rushmore?
Oh.
Is it as easy as The Ring, Curse of the Black Pearl, The Weatherman, and Rango?
Yes. Yeah.
It feels like there's a pretty clear-cut divide.
Yeah. But that's the beauty of Gore's filmography, because if you look at each of those films, they are totally different in almost every way.
That's true.
In almost every way. And that's what, when we first talked about doing this, I really like that idea, because he has not felt like he has been constrained in one genre. Even when the Pirates movies and Lone Ranger and stuff I get, but then, okay, we'll do A Cure for Wellness, and now and even this one, the Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, is like, he's still kind of doing it. Like, I think that's the kind of filmmaker he is. I don't expect this to end up making him, but I do hope that it kind of turns the page as far as kind of these past however many years since Rango, to appreciate what he's been able to do. And I do think that this film, with like I said, with a very sensational Sam Rockwell performance, that this can get it back on track, and also make people take notice of what he can do, because he's done. If there's one thing I hope people take away from this, is that he's done some really good shit.
Yeah. Well, that is a fitting place for us to end today's show. Thank you guys again for tuning in for another episode of the Vix Flicks podcast. Subscribe to all of our work on Substack at NashvilleMovieDispatch.substack.com. Rate, review, subscribe to the podcast wherever you take in your podcasts. We're out there as Nashville Movie Dispatch. You just search us and we'll be there. He's Brandon, I'm Stoney, and until next time, you stay classy, moviegoers.